Hi, my name is Bibek Adhikari. I am an English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the speaking portion of Unit 16, that is Agreement and Disagreement structures. So, let's begin. We're now going to study about the agreement and disagreement structures. So, we have several agreement as well as disagreement structures, and we are going to learn them one by one. For now, let's look at a sample conversation. We have a boy and a girl, and they're having a kind of conversation. The boy says something and the girl says something, and they are having a kind of mutual agreement, something like that. Let's start with what the boy says. The boy says, "I prefer tea to coffee," and the girl says, "So do I." So they're having a conversation. The boy is drinking a cup of tea, and the girl is also maybe having a glass of tea, something like that. And boy says, "I prefer tea to coffee." What that means is the boy likes tea more than he likes coffee. And the girl replies, "So do I." So what is the structure? So do I. So plus auxiliary plus noun phrase. Very good. So we had the first structure, so do I. So plus auxiliary plus noun phrase. What's a noun phrase? We'll talk about that in detail later. For now, let's move on to another example. Alright, here we have a boy and a girl, and they're again having a conversation. The sun is shining very bright on them, and they're both, carrying umbrellas. The boy says something like, "It's too hot, isn't it?" And the girl replies, "Yes, it is. I think it will rain this evening. I think it will rain this evening." So what are the different kind of structures they are following? The first structure that the girl follows, the first structure that the boy follows is called question tag. With the help of this question tag, the girl is asking something for confirmation. But in the second case, the boy replies something by using the basic structure of agreement, that is, I think. So this is one agreement structure. If we go and look at the previous example, what we will see is they are using the structure called so do I. This is another agreement structure. We have neither do I. That's also an agreement structure, but in this case, the girl is using so do I. So this is a short agreement structure. But if we go back to the another example where our people are carrying umbrellas, we will find out that they are not using the same kind of structure, but rather they are using a question tag and, I think plus something. So this agreement structure. Now let's analyze this properly. We have some agreement and disagreement structure. Let's begin with the first one. So neither plus auxiliary do plus noun phrase. So what is a noun phrase? Now this can be something new for you. A noun phrase is a group of words that acts like a noun in a sentence. Let's look at an example for this thing called noun phrase, and we'll go back to our structure. Let's look at an example. I found the owner of the dog. Now the owner of the dog is acting as a noun phrase. Let's study about noun phrase a bit. It is a group of words that acts like a noun in a sentence. What that means is it is a combination of several words, a group of words, but they all act like a single noun in a sentence. Let's look at this example. I found the owner of the dog. I found the owner of the dog. I is the subject, while found is the verb. And what is this? Owner of the dog. What is this called? It is called a noun phrase, and it is acting as an object in this sentence. We have a subject, a verb, and an object. We have a subject, a verb, and finally an object. Correct? Now let's go back to our structure. We have so neither auxiliary do plus noun phrase. We have so neither auxiliary, mostly do, sometimes other structures also, and finally a noun phrase. Finally what? A noun phrase. So this is one agreement structure. We have other structures like question tags. This topic will be dealt in detail in another segment of this video series. For now, I'm not going to go into question tag into details. Just remember that question tag are small questions that come at the end of the sentence. They either ask for confirmation or sometimes even demand, an immediate form of answer. Something like that. We have another structure, the usual agreement-disagreement structure. So this will also be dealt in detail in the coming serious. Now, for now, let's look at some examples. Let's first look at these two structures. Anu is a nurse. So is my friend. We have a so is my is the verb, auxiliary, and finally, so is the auxiliary and my friend is a noun phrase. What is it? It is a noun phrase. Alright, Anu is a nurse. So is my friend. Now let's look at another example. Nima likes apples. So does Sunita. We have a so. We have an auxiliary verb. Finally, we have a noun or a noun phrase. For now, it is only a noun, not a noun phrase. Alright, let's see a couple of more examples. Bina never sleeps on time. Neither do I. Alright, these are three more examples. Bina never sleeps on time. Now, never is what makes the sentence negative. Bina never sleeps on time. The answer is neither or neither. Neither, we have a neither. We have an auxiliary do, and finally a noun or a pronoun in this case. Correct? Now let's look at some more structures. No one is ready. What will be the tag question? Are they? No one is ready. What will be the tag question? Are they? So are they is also asking for confirmation. Confirmation. Prema had a bath yesterday. Didn't see. Had is acting as a main verb, so didn't see. Prema had a bath yesterday. Didn't see. Let's look at some more examples. Devkota wasn't a politician. Parizat. Now you have to agree on this. Devkota wasn't a politician, he was a poet. So you're going to say something like Devkota wasn't a politician, neither was Parizat. Neither was Parizat. So neither an auxiliary verb and finally a noun. Alright? Neither auxiliary verb and a noun. Let's look at another example. Reena likes folk songs. Bracket Kalika. What will be the answer? Reena likes folk songs. So does Kalika. What is the basic structure? So does Kalika. We have a so, and after that we have an auxiliary verb. Finally, a noun. Alright? Very easy. Conversation. Now, if you're going to converse between, you and your friend, you need to use some of the given agreement and disagreement structures. Let me show you how you do it by one example. Celebrate Losar, so do I. And now have a conversation. Let's say we have Mr. A and Mr. B or Miss B. I celebrate Losar. And you would say something like, so do I. Very easy. Let's go to another example. Love classical music. So do I. Now, can you make a conversation? Of course you can. It's very easy. Let's have A and B, Miss A and Miss B. Miss A said something like, I love classical music. I love classical music. And Miss B would reply, so do I. This is what we call agreeing. If you say something like, I don't like classical music, and Miss E would reply in another way, neither do I. So that is another way of agreeing and disagreeing. You can also say something like, I cannot climb the tree, and your friend is going to agree, neither can I. But let's say somebody else can, but Nikita can. Or, neither can I. Alright, this is very easy. It is just a manner of having conversation. It is all about agreeing and disagreeing. With that, we have come to the end of today's class. Now I'm going to give you some homework as usual. For homework, I want you to have some conversation with your friends. What that means is I'm going to give you some dialogues, guidelines, and based on that, you're going to have some conversation. Let's start with the first one. So these are the homeworks. What are you going to do? Let's look at the first one. So cold, isn't it? Yes. Now you're going to have a conversation between A and B. A says something like, it's terribly, it's so cold today. A also asks, isn't it? And B replies, yes, of course. I'm all shivering and my body is chilly and something like that. And number B, the first one, Mr. A says, I don't like playing in the rain. And Mr. B replies something like, neither do I. Very nice. And number C, person says, I think the man with red hat is Ranjan. And Mr. B replies something like, I think so. Yes, I think you're right. Now, all I want you to do in this section is to have conversation. So have plenty conversations. Take Mr. A and Mr. B, or Miss A and Miss B, and have lots and lots of conversation. Alright? So very easy. With this, we have come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding this video series, feel free to write us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you.